traders war room. What you want to do in the traders war room? What you want?
What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room, and I'm back at you with another video, and this is your midweek SITREP, and I got a fantastic one for you. But what I need you to do right now is hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I need you to come along with me on the journey. And check the description tab out because I got tons of tools and tidbits and all of the links to every product and service that Traders War Room has to offer. Now, if that sounds good and you're ready to rock it with me, then all I got to say to you is follow me, and let's go to war together. Traders War Room, let's get it right now.
We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops, he an analyst.
So, how's TWR doing so far? Well, Monday we were able to close out one of our swings over the weekend, $100 per contract right there. This is Walgreens. We saw healthcare stocks popping, so we went ahead and hopped into Sava, went ahead and got $100 per contract on a nice day trade. Here's a swing we took from Monday to Tuesday in SPY, went ahead and cashed out, nice profit right there. We were able to cash out on one of our long swing trades that we've been sitting on for a minute, and patient warriors get the spoils of war. Look at Amazon, 240 to 515, baby. Took an earnings swing to the put side on AMAT, and cha-ching right there, over $100 per contract. And you know, riding the crypto fallout, we had to get into something. So we went ahead and got some coin into coin and definitely peeled out today, 80 to 127, decent little profit. And these are just a few, guys. I got so much more. If you truly want to come get some, then join the team and come trade with me. You get all alerts, all live trading, all the algos. All I got to say to you is come and get it. So what's hot and what's not? Markets cooled off today. All sectors were red. Definitely felt it in the market. You know, there were some glimpses of hope towards midday, and then we just had kind of just a slow drip throughout the day. So we'll see what the market has for us tomorrow. I'm still looking to close this week rather bullish as we got some decent retail earnings that came in. However, sentiment is still kind of bearish long term, so we'll see who ends up winning, the bulls or the bears, at the end of this week. Futures, as they look right now, are pointing towards a green opening. We'll have to see what the futures look like in pre-market to give us a real good strategy. However, we use these just to kind of get some, battleground tactics in our minds so that when the market bell rings tomorrow, we got a whole bunch of ammunition ready to go attack. Only sectors that ended up green were utilities and consumer staples. Healthcare, though, is one. I've been telling you guys to watch healthcare for a little bit, and I'm going to give you a couple of healthcare stocks in this video that I like moving forward, but I want you to watch that. Yesterday, I told you to put that on your radar. Today, it still ended up red, but our red was definitely less than we were yesterday. I like this to close out the week pretty strong, so I'm going to be looking for healthcare for some nice swing trades moving forward. And I like this chart right here. It gives you a decent little lay of the land, especially as far as these particular tickers are concerned, because they got tons of volume to go in there. But what I really like about it is it gives you a 200 moving average, above and below statistic, a 50-day moving average above or below statistic, and gives you an advanced and declining. So when you utilize those sector performance one we just had, and you add this into it, it can kind of give you an idea of where the trend's going and what sectors to kind of target in on, that you can make some decent bang for your buck, especially when volatility is concerned. Calls versus puts, we're leaning more to the bear side as far as the volume is concerned. So definitely we'll be looking for us to probably see some continued momentum in some of the big tickers that have been doing fairly well this past week or so. Some of them are up significantly, and they could still continue to go up, but I'd be looking for potential rejection from levels of resistance so that we can ride the momentum downwards. So we'll definitely be paying attention, see how these perform in pre-market, and then make our plan for attack once that bell rings tomorrow morning. Dark pool, of course, no difference there. You usually got your big three, Microsoft's in there as well, some PayPal, Meta, but really the SPY, the Q, the Apple, those are always your big threes when you're talking about dark pools. So we always got to pay attention to those. They can give a good indication on the general direction of the market. So we definitely want to pay attention to those and see how they perform moving in from pre-market and see what bell volatility brings. And here's your top 15 tickers. Of course, some of these are very popular. We know NVDA had earnings. Of course, that's going to be on here. Target from its dump is definitely going to be on the list. We also like Cisco. They did fairly well with their earnings. Also, something we're going to be paying attention to, I'm going to put the chart out here, is this Bath & Body Works. Man, did they absolutely kill it. And we're going to look at a couple of these other ones, specifically in the semiconductor areas and some of the big market cap stocks. So top news, Musk is in the news. He's talking about how he made some Tesla decisions without board nod, and he defends this $56 billion payout for Twitter. So definitely we'll be paying attention to this. Anytime news articles typically come out on Tesla and Musk dealing with this type of language and this type of sentiment, it's usually a bearish approach. So we'll be looking for probably some downward pressure on Tesla moving into the bell tomorrow. All right, next story. Wall Street ends down after Target outlook and Micron supply cut. Now, I want to highlight this. Anyone who watches the stocks know that Target absolutely got destroyed, and their forward guidance was atrocious. And Micron decided they were going to talk about forward guidance, and it wasn't looking good as all, supply cuts and things of this nature. But then we got these bullish stories. Walmart's forward guidance was optimistic and fantastic. You got TSM, which had, a big player come in there with Warren Buffett and stuff like that. So what I want to say, and I want you guys to take from this particular story, is that we're getting into a rotation in the market where we're not going to see as much trending market, okay? In the choppy market, what you're going to see is individual stocks, even if they're in the same sector, are going to perform how they perform, all right? So Walmart performed absolutely stunningly, right? Target got crushed, okay? You got Micron, which is dumping, right? NVDA did fairly well off the bell. I haven't looked at it yet. We're going to look at the chart in a second. But what I want you to know is that we're getting into that choppy market to where we need to pay attention to the individual stocks and the sectors, but we can't just assume that if one runs, all of them are going to run, and then we can go with any of those that are in the sector because they're cheaper. We can't do that, okay? We got to pick and choose, and hopefully we pick and choose the right ones that are moving at the right time in the right direction that we want to go. And final story, U.S. retail sales ride solidly. Fourth quarter GDP estimates are raised. Now, what do I want you to take away from this? I want you to take away from this is that the Fed is probably not going to pivot, all right? We already figured they were going to be more aggressive, and we weren't there yet. But with these numbers still coming in, the idea of us pivoting anytime soon is probably not going to happen. So what does that mean for the market? Well, we're going to see some volatility, some fluctuations, some pushes to the upside, some pulls to the downside, but I want you to be ready for a sharp reversal and the possibility of making lower lows by the end of the year, okay? So just be ready for that, and we need to be prepared. We make money going both ways. We go long with calls, we go short with puts, we start to buy dollar cost averaging in on our favorite trades from lower levels, but I want you to be prepared mentally for the possibility of riding the trend and riding the momentum, because it's going to be choppy waters while we're going through until we finally hit a point to where we can reverse either one way or the other, and we can start riding trends. All right, enough of that boring news stuff. Let's get into some stocks and charts. All right, so NVDA. So this one absolutely looked atrocious, but it's extremely popular, right? They had earnings, got a little bit of a push, as you can see, that last candlestick right there. Huge wick to the upside, huge wick to the downside. So I got this as a 50-50. I do have puts on this one, so I am going to go with more of a bearish to the downside. I just don't think there's enough sentiment long yet, given its dramatic push it's had over the past few days, that this has much more continuation to the upside before hitting rejection point and at least retracking some of its last absolutely stellar performance it's had in the past few days. So I could see this coming back down below the 160 area and coming closer to the 150 area in the near term. So I definitely got puts moving forward, and I think those are going to make some money going out, into next week. Target, Now, their guidance was absolutely atrocious, but it's still one of the favored stocks by analysts, and they do like this one. So what I think with Target is, I think it was a little bit of a knee-jerk response from having two poor performances on earnings, and it dumped extremely too much too quick. So I do see a bounce. I think it has more upside than downside, so I'm definitely bullish at this level for a little bit of a bounce. Do I think we're going to get back up to the 180s anytime soon? No, absolutely not. I do think, though, that it's plausible, here in a week or two for us starting to float back up towards the 160 and even the 165 area. So I am bullish on this one moving forward. I think calls near term are a decent idea pushing out a week or so. Coin, I've been telling people, man, this FTX thing is just opening the can to this crypto world of just craziness. Okay, so I do see more downside on coin. Now I understand coin is a little different thing. It's not FTX, it's its own, ETF, it's exchange, so on and so forth. I get that, but people are starting to steer away from crypto, and they're going to start taking their profits or whatever they're at in crypto, and they're going to start rolling it in until there's some regulation. So I do still see some more downside, which is why I have puts on this, and we're starting to already make some money on these, and I think we get some more continuation to the downside. Bath and Body Works, and man, what a stellar performance by these guys. These guys absolutely just destroyed earnings, and it's, I have to admit, I shop at Bath and Body Works for my wife and my daughter, and it is always packed, man. These stores pack a punch. Okay, they got tons of products that women love. Men love them too. I like my house smelling all good too. My wife gets all the cool stuff, and I like to smell good stuff as well. But this place is just absolutely packed. Christmas is one of the things, I buy Bath and Body Works for my daughter and my wife, and things of that nature, and I'm not the only one out there. So these guys are just going to make a killing over Christmas, and this business has been beat up for a while, and I think it's about set for a breakout. When you look at it on another time frame, this is the weekly here. It has a clear path as long as it holds this level. It has a clear path to above 40. I'm looking at 42.50 before we might see some remnants of some resistance. We could even push that to 45 if we get the strong push. So I do like this for continuation, which is why this is getting the free trade alert. So let's look at what I'm thinking about, and we're going to try to make some money on this. Guys, we are 15 for 17 on our free trade alerts. So let's go ahead and make it 16 of 18. I'm not even looking to the put side, guys. I'm going to go straight with calls on this. I'm going to try to get into this $40 call, and we're going to push this out till 16 December. Now, understanding the price of the mark is not going to be the same when we open at the bell tomorrow, okay? So we're going to look to try to capture this on a decline. Hopefully we get a nice little volatility dump at the bell on this particular ticker from people taking profits, but I'm looking to get into this one, and we're going to go long on this one. So I will update this one, and any of you that want updates as long as we go with this trade, all you got to do is join the team and come trade with me, man. I'll be updating this as we roll along. You can catch all of my alerts and this particular one by just going to the instant message or the Discord platform, spinning yourself up, and coming to get some with the TWR Bulls. And I already told you guys I like the healthcare sector, and this is my pick, Johnson & Johnson. I like this for a bullish push to the upside, and I think once we hit that 174.50, 175 area, we're going to look to break out from there, and I can easily see 180. So I do like for the push to the upside. I'll be looking to go long on this one tomorrow at the bell. And here, financial sector, I'm hearing a lot of rumblings that the financial sector was on such a tear, and it's due for a cool down. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the bearish sentiment on Goldman & Sachs. This could also be JPM. It could be Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, but I like Goldman & Sachs. Morgan Stanley's another one too, but I'm going to go with GS on this one. I think that we push to the downside and we start to break below that lower level there, that 379.96. We can call that 380. I think we push down, and we could likely see 375 and 370s by early next week. All right, team, that's it for the video. Don't forget, we got an upcoming class. I'm going to go over how to trade and execute spreads, man. We're going to talk about some basic spreads that every trader should know, and we're going to go into more complex spreads for those of you that are a little more intermediate and advanced. So it's definitely a user-friendly course. Every purchaser gets the recording, and I hope to see everybody in class on 27 November at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And all you got to do is go to the website at this link, traderswarroom.com/upcoming classes, and get registered for the class, guys. And don't forget, team, we want you to quit wasting money. That's not making money. Join the team and come trade with me. All the alerts, all the live trading, all the algo signals. Something for truly everyone. Sign up today and come get some with the Traders War Room Bulls. traderswarroom.com/discord. The link's in the description. I'll see you there when that bell rings on the trading floor.
Way we gon' lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude. Come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We